sir, once again to share his presentation with all of us. Stage is all yours, sir. Take this virtual stage.
Thank you very much, Gaurav. Good morning, India, Southeast Asia, Australia, and New Zealand, and good evening to the rest of the world. Warm greetings from cold Melbourne. It's very cold out here. This morning when I went out for a walk, when I had a chat with both you, Gaurav and Darshan Bhai, it was about 3 degrees Celsius here. So yeah, I would appreciate maybe around 10 minutes of uninterrupted time and to express my views. You see, out of the 24 hours that you're awake, most of your time is spent at work or for work, going to work, coming back from work, at work itself, and thinking about work before and after work. So if you don't have the job security, you're not happy in your life. The constant fear of workplace insecurity will make your life miserable. So you must be intentional in making the change happen proactively. When Darshan Bhai approached me and he asked me to talk about a topic which was related to yoga, I'm like, I don't know yoga much. What am I going to talk about? And then I realized that yoga means happiness in life. And that's when I thought of this topic. So the topic that I have chosen today is how to create job security in this ever-changing, insecure world and lead a happy life. We cannot have job security. We cannot have security. We will need to create the security. It's not something which is bestowed upon us. It's something that we will need to create. So sharpen your pencil and you're gonna have a notepad ready to take notes. How do you change your circumstances or your stimulus? My answer, by changing your response. Be the change you want to see, you wish to see out in the world. Mahatma Gandhi said it, and our beloved Prime Minister Narendra Modi actually acted on it. So here are the 10 time-tested to be principles, success principles that I have come up with that work anywhere in the world. You can implement them right away and create some amazing results. So my success principle number 1 is be connected. Be connected with yourself, with your colleagues, and with your circle of influence. I read a wonderful quote which says, a connection is the energy that exists between two people when they feel seen, heard, and valued, when they can give and receive without judgment, and when they derive sustenance and strength from that relationship. Brian McGill is absolutely correct when he affirmed, connection with yourself only comes in the moments of silence. And that is why as I was expressing to both Dr. Gaurav and Darshan Bhai as well, that meditation and visualization will play a significant role in shaping yourself. You cannot connect to other people unless you are connected with your own self. Most people who have the challenge of communicating or connecting with other people are the ones who are not connected with themselves to start with. So success principle number 1 is be connected. Success principle number 2 is be result oriented. You see, you got to understand why you are hired for in any job. You are hired for in any job to impact the employer's bottom line. So you got to showcase productivity, efficiency, and profitability. These are the three things which any employer will be looking for. As long as you are able to showcase that you are able or you have demonstrated experience in improving productivity, efficiency, and profitability, they will want you to be on board. So you got to believe in the process and enjoy it. You know, achievement of the goal will be more fulfilling only when you follow that process. So point number 1, success principle number 1 again was be connected. Success principle number 2 is be result oriented. Now, success principle number 3 is be creative. And what I mean by that is you need to proactively identify, prevent, and solve the problems for your employer. Your employer, or even if you're in a business for that matter, your clients are going to love you when you are proactively able to identify, prevent, and solve the problems for them. When you know what the problem is, it's easier for you to solve the problem. But I am saying that you go one step ahead and be proactive and be creative in first identifying the issues and preventing the problem. I'm in the coaching business, but I'm not a coach. Nobody likes to be coached. People want their problems to be sorted out. And that's what we do in this business as well. So Albert Einstein said that creativity is something that others see and thinking what no one else ever thought. So success principle number 3 is be creative. Success principle number 4 is be the CEO of your company. And what I mean by that is regardless of which job, which role you are playing in your company, you must take the responsibility, ownership, and accountability. And you must treat your job as your own business. And when you do that, magic will happen in your life. 9 out of 10 times, I have used this particular sentence in an interview after I came to Australia, that I treat my job as my own business, and people fall in love with you. Because then you have that business-like mindset, which most people, which most Gujaratis do have, including Darshan Bhai. Point number 5, success principle number 5 is be with the technology. Why you want to be with the technology? Because technology will save time in creating the results. And more importantly than that, it will create accurate results. So whichever field you are working in, whichever role you are playing, you must be with the technology. If you're not with the technology, you'll be left behind. My success principle number 6 is be grounded. And what I mean by that is you become a pious person. And the way I spell pious is P-Y-I-O-S, which stands for put yourself in other shoes. It's only when you put yourself in other shoes, you are able to cultivate humility and an attitude of gratitude. One of the challenges we have in day-to-day life of connecting with people is that we are more judgmental about people than being curious. So the more curious we are about why a particular person behaves the way they do in a particular situation, it will be very easy for us to be compassionate toward the other person. And yes, even in the corporate world, compassion is the most sought after quality that you must develop. So number 7, success principle number 7 is be indispensable. Now, I know for a fact that nobody is indispensable. However, you can always strive for the best. You got to discover what is your USP, what is your professional brand. You got to cultivate a win-win attitude. You got to show excellence in whatever job that you do, in whatever role you perform. And you always need to look for ways to add value to other people. I strongly believe that you are a unicorn because you are born out of 400 trillion sperms. There is some kind of uniqueness that God has put in you. Identifying that your uniqueness at a professional level, or what we call as a professional brand, is going to make you much more successful and much more indispensable for that matter. My success principle number 8 is be influential. And what I mean by that is become a tour guide than a travel agent. A tour guide will only send you to places where they have never been to. A travel agent is somebody, I said the other way around. A travel agent is somebody who will send you to places where they have never been to, as opposed to a tour guide who will take you to the places where they have been to before. When I visited Europe, our tour guide he said that it was his 9th or 10th tour to Europe. He knew the entire Europe inside out. So become a tour guide than a travel agent. I strongly believe, this is what I believe, and this is what I have also written in my book. This is my life quote or sentence. Your life is about adding value to others in a meaningful way while doing what you love to do. Ironically, when you add value to other people, you don't lose anything. On the contrary, you become valuable. So uplift others to a new level, the levels at which they cannot rise themselves. And your value of significance will take you to places you have never dreamed of. My success principle number 9 is be collaborative. What I mean by that is cooperate with others instead of competing. Be a giver. However innovative your ideas, your concepts, and, different things that you have in your mind may be, but they will take wings only when they go viral. Always be on the lookout for win-win opportunities. Imagine that you are in a transport business and people in your business are the movers and shakers of your business. You cannot succeed by yourself. People will give you birth, people will feed you, people will send you to school. People will do whatever you want to achieve in your life will be given to you by other people. So you cannot succeed by yourself. You will need people to be around. And hence the reason I'm saying you must be collaborative. And my success principle number 10 is be growth-oriented, not goal-oriented. You see, only your 360-degree growth will take you closer to your goals. Then you don't have to worry about goals. That will automatically happen. Develop leadership skills, cultivate strong communication skills. Be flexible. Flexibility is one of the most sought after skills in today's day and age in the corporate world. Nurture critical thinking, strategic planning, great attitude, unshakable self-confidence, and active listening. Show the employer that you are reliable. You are somebody that they can depend on. Depend on you. They can rely on you. What will separate you from other people is not your hard skills, but your soft skills. Everybody will have the hard skills, but very few people will have the soft skills, which I mentioned to you earlier. Focus on the intangible soft skills more than the hard skills. Resolve to evolve, become aware of the situation, be intentional, and continuously invest in your personal growth plan. The question I want to ask you is, do you have a growth plan? You see, it will be my pleasure to offer you a free 60 minutes live video session on developing a growth plan or leadership skills to a group of 10 or more professionals, regardless of the geographic location. You can reach out to me by WhatsApp on +61 409 131415. My number is very easy to remember. It's +61 409 13 14 15. Lastly, here are the 3 gold questions you must ask yourself. Do I want to live a good life, or do I want to lead a great life? Question number 2, how can I challenge myself and change the status quo? And question number 3, how can I proactively add more value to others in a meaningful way? My sincere thanks to Darshan Bhai Patel, to Dr. Gaurav, and the entire India-Mexico team of volunteers for allowing me to add value to others and to you guys. I sincerely thank you as well for being here. I know it's pretty early in the morning in India, but I'm open to have some questions if time permits and if the organizers think that way. So thank you so much once again. Namaste.
Namaste, sir. Thank you so much for these wonderful details and these 10 bullets, which you have shared with all of us. The path to radiance or the path to success, you can say. And we will be taking few questions, 2 to 3 questions, and we already have 2 hands here. Right. Let me take Ms. Deepti Mohanty. Please go ahead.
Thank you, Gaurav. Thank you, Rajesh sir. It was really insightful, because being in corporate where we are very much career oriented, we forget these basic things and we are working towards deadlines and going to a higher position. Sir, my question to you is, there were 2 points which you discussed. The point number 2, which was result oriented, and the last point which you discussed was on goal oriented, right? So how are these 2 points differ from each other? Because as per my perspective, when I think both are, I feel it's in the same point of which we are discussing, right?
So there are two different things. The first one is point number two was be result oriented. And what I mean by that is when the employer hires you, what are they looking for in you? They don't hire you to go to work at 9 o'clock and go home at 5 o'clock. They want you to improve their productivity, efficiency, or profitability. That is what I mean by being result oriented. Result oriented in the sense that you want to offer the results that the employer is looking for. So it is about the employer. And the last point you mentioned was to be growth oriented. Now this is about you. You got to grow yourself. You got to have the personal development. You got to grow in 360 degrees. And that's where I mentioned those skills, your leadership skills, your strong communication skills. Communication is not talking to people. It is much beyond that. Communication is connecting. And the only way you can connect with people is by having an outward focus, by being other-centric. Your flexibility is one of the soft skills that you will need. Your critical thinking. What is critical thinking? Critical thinking is not simply solving a problem. Critical thinking is thinking ahead of time. So you have solved the problem, you have given a solution, and now you need to understand by being proactive, what new problems that new solution is going to create and continuously work on it. That's called critical thinking. Your strategic planning, you got to plan ahead strategically. What separates our prime minister from the other prime minister is strategic planning. He has planned the things way ahead of the entire world. That's why he has become so popular. It's not by accident that people simply welcome him. He has got a great attitude. He has got unshakable self-confidence. The one thing that you can learn from our prime minister is that unshakable self-confidence. It's not easy to address a crowd of 20,000 people. When he came to Australia, oh my God, it was tremendous. He is a great listener as well. These are all the things which fall under your being growth oriented. Am I making sense to you?
Yes, sir, very much. Yeah, thank you so much.
My pleasure.
We have
Modi is not here.
Dr.
I
Meena
can
Shah.
explain that. Yes, Rajiv ji, I have something to say. I'm
Sorry, who
was
is
very
this?
happy and Rajiv ji, Dr. Meena Shah here. I was very happy to get 10 points with so much clarity in such a short time. We have all heard of it. I would have written it in many places also. But putting them all together and putting it in a way, that was great. It was great listening to you. Thank you.
Thank you.
We will be taking one last question. Is there anyone who wants to ask anything from sir? All right. Thank you so much, sir, for such a wonderful presentation. And I'm sure this presentation is going to help each and everyone who is going to watch and listen, because it's a recorded video and people are going to view this video and listen to this video again and again afterward after this event. Thank you so much once again for accepting our invitation for this International Day of Yoga 2023.